final game of the round robin in the 2025 Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship, and plenty of meaning in it as the team in green, the Charlottetown Islanders, primarily representing New Brunswick, with a record of 2-1, take on the 1-2 Victoria Mavericks, representing Team BC. The Mavericks were dumped by Team Saskatchewan 12-2 earlier in the day, and they are in a must-win situation as far as trying to earn a playoff spot this afternoon. John Gale will lead things off, the 26-year-old, and he will face 37-year-old Jake Beck. 1-2 back home in the New Brunswick Senior Men's League. He's pitched 30 1/3 innings this year with 11 strikeouts, and he gets the ball in a very important game and delivers ball one to John Gale. John has done some catching this week as well. My name is Peter Loubardias, alongside Dan Esty, bringing you all the action from this diamond. And it's already been a very interesting and somewhat entertaining day.
Absolutely.
Looked like a changeup that found the strike zone.
And Peter, for this one, the game plan for Team New Brunswick, very simple. Win, and you're in. Lose, and we got some math to do.
Yeah, you don't have to take a math lesson yet. You're completely, if you're New Brunswick, in control. And even if you do look at the math, they're in good shape, Dan, one way or another.
Yep.
But you don't want to rely on it.
Nope.
And not necessarily the beginning, as John Gale is walked. And former Baltimore Oriole draft pick back in 2017, shortstop Jason Willow steps into the batter's box. He's 3 for 8 here in Regina with a triple. Both of his hits came in a 3-2 victory, their round-robin win over the Etobicoke Rangers. And this one, I'd like to tell you I can see it. Now I can. And fortunately, Max Grant, who has been truly one of the stars, in my opinion, of the event, settles under it for the out.
And that is an understatement. Max has had an excellent tournament to this point for Team New Brunswick, both at the plate and in the field defensively as well.
26-year-old Nick Lee now to bat, and he's had a quality Canadians. 5 for 9. He's driven in a couple of runs. Even in the losing cause today, he was dynamite. 3 for 3, drove in both the runs in the 12-2 loss. And Grant will have another chance for one. Nick McPhail was heading toward the dugout. He thought it was a double play to end the inning. Pretty good turn by Logan McDougall to try to make it happen.
We'll have a look at this one on the replay here. There's Nick Lee gets a piece of that one off to shortstop. Get the lead runner for sure. Throw on to first. That's a very close play there, but called safe. So Lee going to reach on the fielder's choice. 2 outs here, though, for Team BC in the top of the first.
Josh Walker hitting in the cleanup spot in this game. Had a very solid British Columbia Provincial Championships in Victoria, where he went 5 for 13. A couple of doubles, a home run, and 3 runs batted in. Still looking for hit number 1 here in Regina. He's 0 for 7 in the event. Big chopper will go foul.
Try there by Nick McPhail. He tries to keep that one inside the line, but unfortunately just skips foul.
You do a little toe tapping over there. Just position yourself on the line and just hope that it stays on the right side.
That's
no,
right.
I did one about 20 years ago.
It did not.
Several other ones in between.
As we've had here for our last few games at Curry Field, our home plate umpire mic'd up again, and I will tell you that it's worth the $25 that you've paid for the tournament pass if you've been on air and listening so far.
It certainly was in the last game. That was worth at least 50 on its own. Peter Perreault.
We hope
Some kind of show.
We hope you got a good evaluation, umpire supervisors.
Back to business. Kind of. Breaking ball fouled away by Walker. Attended the University of Mary in Bismarck, North Dakota for a couple of years, where he hit .307 there. Collegiately, things came to an end for him at that school in the year 2023. We have not touched on this at all, Dan, but COVID would have played a significant role, as it has in every other sport, in terms of people, missing a solid year for the most part.
Absolutely, and that certainly played within the province of Ontario for sure. Played a little bit of a role there in the fact that, shut some teams down as that one carrying a lot further than
Walker gets into one over the head. And it's a 1-0 lead. Well, we mentioned that he was looking for his first hit. He's got one, and it's an important one, a double to drive in the game's first run, as it really gave Jack Kraft some trouble out in center field.
Yeah, just looking at that ball off the bat, didn't really seem like anything big, and I think Jack Kraft thought the same thing on that play and seemed to catch a little bit of a jet of wind there and took off on him and ends up in the left center field gap, and that's a 2-out RBI double for Josh Walker.
And Team BC, even with some difficult math, the first thing they need to do is win the game.
Mm-hmm.
The defending champion, Team Quebec, took care of their business with an impressive win in just 6 innings of work. I believe the final there was 13-3.
That's correct.
As they even their record to 2-2. Somewhat surprising that they would be in a position coming into today with 2 losses. However, you don't have to rewind the senior national clock too far to understand that Quebec was 2-2 last year.
Absolutely.
And where did they end up? With the gold medals around their neck again. Here's a base hit up the middle from Nick Saginowicz, and it's going to score the second BC run as they're off to a great start.
And we've talked about this, Peter, kind of time and time again in this tournament as we have a peek inside a very happy Team BC dugout. Good swing there from Nick Saginowicz as he takes that ball to center field, and the runner, Josh Walker, going to score with ease there. The team that seems to get ahead and puts a little bit of pressure on that other team usually seems to come out with a little bit of success. But that being said, we've had some big games here with some big comebacks, and certainly with a lot on the line here, anything's going to happen in this one.
Yeah, I'm done any type of forecasting this week. So Walker and Saginowicz, both with their first hits in Regina, and they both drive in a run.
Coming up clutch at the right time.
Breaking ball from Beck is a good one, as he is facing catcher Sinclair Lee. Lee has just one at-bat in the event. It came against Quebec in what was a very impressive 7-2 win for New Brunswick. This is high in the air towards Kraft, and he settles under it.
All right, let's go score.
But Team BC gets some quality work done in the top of the first.
Can I get 2,
They lead it 2-0. New Brunswick coming to bat in the bottom
Guys,
of the
can I get 2
first
balls?
here in Regina. Brandon Chernoff on the mound from Coquitlam, and in fact in Tecumseh, Ontario last year at the National Championships, he pitched 6 innings in that competition, gave up 2 runs, 6 hits, struck out 6, and walked 4. And Dan, 4 of those 6 innings came against the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick.
Yes, he did see this team last year as well, and for a Team New Brunswick team that's pretty much here with the same roster from last year, minus a couple of bodies. A little bit of familiarity here on both sides for sure for Chernoff with this team, and obviously the other way around as well. So should be an interesting dynamic to see how Chernoff does here, and how the Islanders are going to do here against the young right-hander from Team British Columbia.
Now, in case you're wondering, why would a team made up mostly of players from PEI represent New Brunswick? Well, it's the league that they play in, and they just, unfortunately, don't have enough teams to make up their own senior men's league on the island. Is Simon Dubois, who was 3 for 8 before grounding out on the first pitch over to Jeremy Campbell at second base.
Yeah, I'm sure, and looking at the makeup of baseball on the island, you know, they do have a decent 22U league over there that does have 4 or 5 teams. So definitely something in the future that could be impacted for sure, and could see something like that happen. But for now, yes, they are part of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League and one of 5 teams that play out of that loop.
Well, it won't hurt that they have a nice crop on the way, a team that finished 4th, a U17 team at the Canada Summer Games in Newfoundland. Everything is bouncing quite nicely for Duncan Pickett's playing in right field. He's done some catching. How good has his week been? He's 8 for 10 and 5 for his last 5 as he has a 2 bouncer that somewhat looked like a rubber ball as it made its way into left field.
And our field crews have been doing a good job here all week. They gave the field a good soak there, but with the sun that we have going on now and things heating up here a little bit after a little bit of a chilly day yesterday here in Regina, the field's starting to firm up a bit now, and you see on that play there that high hopper that gets between 2 infielders on Team BC.
And Duncan Pickett's at first base, just 23. Max Grant is 23. He might beat this out. He did. An errant throw from first baseman Lance Burrows. Could be a hit and an error right there as Max Grant, if he receives the nod on the hit count, he'd be up to 7 out of 11.
Yep, time's called.
Tough play there. Another high chopper just in front of the mound. You see Lance Burrows try to shovel that one over to the pitcher. The pitcher ended up slowing up, though, and Max Grant, with his head in the swivel, notices there's no one there, takes off for second. Lead runner Duncan Pickett's makes his way to third. And just like that, after going down too quick, the PEI team here with a chance with less than 2 outs, runners on second and third, and first baseman Nick McPhail at the dish.
To come right back in the game themselves after giving up 2 in the top half of the inning. The batter is first baseman Nick McPhail, 3 for 10, with a triple and 2 runs batted in. Was 0 for 4 at last year's Canadian Championships. Batting .411 in league play, which should not surprise many. Although it hasn't been consistent here, they are the league leaders in the New Brunswick League.
Had some tight competition, though, this year from the Chatham Ironmen, who will be the host of next year's national tournament happening on the Miramichi. Chatham ended up finishing just a game behind PEI this year after a bit of a hot run there in the second half of the season.
Swung on and fouled away by McPhail, hitting .411 in league play, 7 doubles, a homer, and 20 runs batted in. Is Brandon Chernoff. Delivers, and so does Nick McPhail. They'll hold Grant. The throw in from Josh Walker, who helped provide what was a 2-0, now 2-1 advantage with the bat. And it's a third run batted into the competition for Nick McPhail.
Good job by McPhail there. Battles to get a pitch he can handle and drills that one to right field. Duncan Pickett's able to score easily. A little bit of a bobble there in right field and obviously a little bit of an errant throw, but third base coach J.P. Stevenson holds up Max Grant, the runner at third, and they have runners on the corners now and one out for the DH for this game, wearing number 20, Josh Myers.
Yes, Josh has worn 3 different numbers by our count. 20, 85, I believe, and definitely 11, which he sported in yesterday's 9-5 loss at the hands of Team Saskatchewan. Mm-hmm. To left, John Gale, Grant tags, game tied. Myers, a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. He doesn't care what number's on his back, but he does care about what he just accomplished.
Yeah, good piece there by Myers as he drives that one deep to left field. John Gale able to make the catch and keeps the runner at first just by throwing into second base, and Max Grant across the plate easily. Just like that, we're tied 2-2.
Jack Kraft, who has batted primarily in the number 2 spot in the lineup throughout the competition, finds himself in the number 6 hole in this game. The center fielder is the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick with some pickups, as every team has here. Nobody's just brought their entire regular league team. Mm-hmm. But they've tied it at 2 after giving up a couple. There's a very important game going on 15 minutes from here, maybe about 17 to be exact, depending on how you drive at Optimist.
What?
More importantly, I believe I just saw Alberta has taken the lead.
2-0 lead early in that one for Team Alberta in a game that's going to have all kinds of ramifications in the outcome of that pool. So we'll keep an eye for that one for you. You can also catch it on the IKS live feed as well. Just a video feed there, no audio. Or you can follow it on Game Changer on the Canada Baseball website as well.
There was almost very little drama in that game outside of who would finish second and who would finish third in the pool that was won by the Regina Trappers. But it all changed in a game none of us will ever forget that watched or broadcast, and that was the Calgary Rockies' 7-6 loss to Nova Scotia, represented by the Dartmouth Dry once again here in 2025. I'd need an hour to break down everything that happened in that game, and I'm only half kidding. Kraft walks.
Your old run-of-the-mill hit by a pitch for the walk-off.
Yeah, that's how it ended.
There's a lot that happened before that, though.
Yeah, it was like a novel with about 12 chapters. All of them well worth reading, I might add. But what it did is it put Team Alberta in a very precarious situation. Had they won that game,
I'm good. Yep, oh yeah.
They were in. Now, math, run ratio will determine their fate. But they have to win the game first.
Absolutely.
We know that Manitoba is a very good team with a record of 2-1. Mm-hmm. Alberta's 1-2. Runner on the move. Logan McDougall punches it. And it's going to fall in. And it's going to bring home the go-ahead run as McPhail scores. McDougall has an RBI single, and what was 2-0 BC is now 3-2 New Brunswick.
Good job there of...
I was grabbing the plate behind you, man.
the batter, Logan McDougall, just throws the bat at the ball. That one just drops in front of the right fielder there for Team British Columbia, Nick Lee. Nick McPhail able to make his way around the bases. Jack Kraft gets held up at third, and we have runners on the corner still here. It's still 2 outs. Just like that, Team New Brunswick climbed back into the lead here, 3-2.
Didn't take them long.
No. And it's funny, I was down in the field before the game talking with some of the boys from the island, and, they were asking about all the same things we're asking about, run ratios and this and that. And when I talked to third base coach J.P. Stevenson, he goes, it's pretty easy. We just got to hit.
Nick Lee. And it gets away from Lance Burrows. Jack Kraft scores. 4-2 for the team with a 2-1 record.
Wheels kind of falling off a little bit for Team BC here right now, and that throw goes wide of first all the way to the fence. Run's going to come in. Runners at second and third now as Logan McDougall's held up there. Logan Gallant makes his way to second, and already in this inning, the Island has batted through the order as number 9 hitter Ryan McIsaac going to make his way to the plate.
The 27-year-old from Charlottetown, 1 for 7 in Regina, is Brandon Chernoff. Hoping maybe for a little more help in this half inning in behind him. Certainly on the last play. Must limit the damage.
We've talked about the importance in these, and especially in bigger games now as we get closer to playoffs, that defense and pitching always something important. And, Chernoff's done his job here where he's gotten a couple of pop-ups, he's gotten a couple of ground balls, and unfortunately the defense unable to make plays. But
well struck, caught by Josh Walker. Not before. The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, put a 4 spot on the board and lead 4-2 after 1. Here at the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships. If you enjoy lots of runs, you've come to the right spot. We've had 6 of them, and we've only played an inning. It's 4-2 for 2-1 New Brunswick. Really, the Charlottetown Islanders against the Victoria Mavericks. And the Mavericks, if I'm not mistaken, have a chance to be back again next year. Although every province has a different way of going about their business, I'm starting to learn. Ryan McIsaac's business well taken care of as he retires Jeremy Campbell for out number 1.
Yeah, the good thing about that, the setup there, is that really by the end of this year, everyone except the province of Ontario will know who's going to nationals next year. So it's always kind of, and I mean, with the work that I do, I kind of sleuth into that and try and figure out what it is. But yeah, essentially, it's not until the Ontario eliminations that Ontario will figure out. But with leagues like Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, they have their league playoffs that are coming up. The winner of those league playoffs will go to the tournament next year. BC has a smaller elimination tournament that they do, that the winner of that goes next year. Sunburst League in Alberta has their winner that goes next year. So pretty much all those teams are going to know beforehand who's going, and then obviously you have Quebec and Manitoba that are going to pick their
All-star
teams of the year
teams.
out. Yeah.
What does Saskatchewan generally do?
Within Saskatchewan, it's been kind of, they just started going back to this tournament a couple of years ago. Obviously 2023 was the first time that they went. And essentially they were just kind of, because they won the provincials the year before, they were told they were going to go, mostly because they thought that they had the best team to be able to represent with the strength of their team. So I don't know if that's going to change moving forward. I've talked to Nolan a little bit about it, and there's not really too much information there on it, but definitely something that could change in the future for sure.
Well, the elder statesman, if you will, of the event, 48-year-old Lance Burrows just delivered a base hit. And he finds himself at first is Dylan Price with a big swing, the center fielder of this Victoria Mavericks, Team BC. One out. A New Brunswick win in the game makes things pretty simple. They would finish second behind Team Saskatchewan, who with their 12-2 win over British Columbia this morning guaranteed themselves first place in Pool A and a spot in the first of two semifinals tomorrow morning at 9:30. The Regina Trappers, even though they fell to the Leaside Leafs, Ontario won this afternoon. It was, I don't like to use the word meaningless, but there wasn't a lot on the line for them. They had already clinched top spot in Pool B and a semifinal berth of their own. They'll play in the 12:30 time slot here tomorrow.
Those opponents for those two games obviously yet to be determined, as we still have a long way to go here with this last round of round robin games. We have a couple of quarterfinal games tonight, and then we'll be all set for championship Sunday after that.
Gets in on you in a hurry, just like a good inside pitch.
Absolutely.
Strikeout for starting pitcher Jake Beck, the 37-year-old veteran, as he got Dylan Price swinging for out number 2 in the inning. And that one blocked nicely at home plate by Logan Gallant. There are a lot of Gallants in Prince Edward Island.
Just a couple, yes.
This will find foul territory.
Almost a great catch there from the upper deck.
For the head coach of the Estevan Bruins of the Saskatchewan Junior League is occupying a spot with a good friend and his wife. Drew Kosher. Ball and a strike.
Ball.
Final games of the round robin going on right now, and both with significance. And as Stan just uttered, we have playoff games tonight.
Talking playoffs?
Yes, I am talking playoffs. Right this very second, it doesn't feel like we're going to be talking playoffs in a few hours, but that's absolutely the case. Is John Gale, who walked and was forced out at second.
Ball.
Has just drawn a walk for the second time.
Time.
We might be here till 7.
I'm getting to play
The way this game has started.
A little bit of a traffic jam there.
Hey, got 2.
So 2 on and 2 out. Still haven't had a chance to share an interesting story that involves the team on defense. But I promise we'll get there. And there's a nice fastball in the outside corner against shortstop Jason Willow.
Head your way, baby. Come on now.
Jason popped up to Max Grant. In the last inning, he hits this well. Carrying. Gone! Jason Willow's second extra base hit of the Canadian Championships is a 3-run homer for the former 24th round pick of the Baltimore Orioles. And it's 5-4 British Columbia.
Little bit of a hanging pitch there from Jake Beck as that slider hangs out over the plate, and Jason Willow makes no mistake on that swing as left fielder Simon Dubois goes back and takes a peek. That one leaves the yard.
And it's headed in the same direction, and it has the same result as Nick Lee. They go back to back, and it's 6-4. The 6th hit of the competition for Nick Lee is a home run.
That's going to prompt a visit here from
Can I get 4?
pitching coach J.P. Stevenson.
Guys, can I get 4 game
We
ball?
do have some action down in the Islanders bullpen right now, so we get a look at that swing off the bat of Nick Lee and leave no doubt on that one as it leaves the yard in a hurry. And 2 home runs and 4 runs here in this inning have given Team British Columbia the lead back at 6-4.
So Nick carrying right on in the Canadians where he left off earlier in the month at the BC Provincials, captured by the Victoria Mavericks. Hit .500 in that competition. He's 6 for 11 here. And now has a home run and his 3rd run batted in. Back-to-back home runs. A Jason Willow 3-run shot, and before you could describe what that meant, bang, went another one. Might be last swing wins this game. Josh Walker at a quality cut. He doubled and drove in a run in the first. The right fielder. It is a hitting spree to open up this final game of the round robin. And final game
All right, here we go.
in Pool A. Sometimes a little difficult to keep all the teams straightened around. Who's in who's grouping.
Get out.
Seemed to take something off, did Jake Beck. Out of the inning, a lot of damage done. 2 home runs back-to-back, turns 4-2 into 6-4 BC. A 4-2 New Brunswick lead evaporates in a heartbeat.
One.
Back-to-back home runs off the bat of Jason Willow and Nick Lee have turned it into a 6-4 lead as Dubois tries to lay down a leadoff bunt. And I think this is now appropriate time to get back to New Brunswick and the Charlottetown Islanders. Remember, yesterday with an opportunity to go 3-0 and lock down first place, in this time slot, they led Team Saskatchewan 5-0 in the third inning and would give up 9 unanswered. And now they're in a bit of a pickle. Lots of time to, decide whether you want bread and butter or dill.
Yeah, it's certainly going to take some clawing here, and this seems like one of those games right now. And you were just talking about that off the air with me, where it's going to take a lot of clawing. It's going to take a lot of conviction to be able to get through this game, and I think that's us included in the sense that this is going to be a dogfight to the end. It's two teams that are probably pretty tired. BC's on their second game today, and it's going to be two teams that are just going to battle.
Ball.
Duncan Pickett's, he's batting .800. I'm going to guess that's the leader.
That's pretty good.
It's okay if you like that sort of thing.
Ball.
2 bouncer. As I just 3 bounced my phone upstairs. I've had it for 16 years, I think, so it's probably time anyway.
Good news, it's still in one piece.
That's actually not the best news. No, it's good news. It's real good news, in fact.
We did have a look last inning. There is some action down in the PEI bullpen right now as Duncan Pickett's
Another hit.
stays red hot.
Ridiculous. He's 9 for 11 and 6 for his last 6. He was 4 for 4 in the 9-5 loss versus Team Saskatchewan yesterday.
Yeah, when you're hot, you're hot. He's everything to him right now. Just seems like the moon. You're putting a good swing on everything here. Keeps the hands back, drives that one to left field, and off he goes to first. His second hit of the day. Sorry, to complete my thought from before, number 18, Ben McDougall, right-hander throwing down in the pen right now for Team New Brunswick.
9 for 11. Those are video game numbers. Not what should be happening necessarily at a Canadian Senior Men's Championship, but that is the case for the 23-year-old who occupies first base. He's from Kensington, Prince Edward Island.
The gentleman at the plate right now also having a good tournament. He flies that one to center field. Looks like it's going to be in a tough spot. That's going to get down.
Everything that Pickett's and Grant touches, by and large, has had a great result this week. Max has his second hit of the game. Played in 4 games, has at least 2 hits himself in every game.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tournament right there, and obviously still got some work to do here as they trail by 2 in this one. But first and second, 1 out, and the first baseman Nick McPhail makes his way to the plate.
Max Grant, another 23-year-old, he's from Fredericton, is 8 for 12.
It's a lot of offense between 2 players right there.
He's batting .469 back home is Grant for his Fredericton team. Might have as quality of credentials as almost anybody in the event, in recent times at least.
Absolutely.
So McPhail,
Ball.
he has an RBI single as it gets away from Sinclair Lee, and now third and second with 1 out.
Again, we talk about these clutch types of situations where if teams are going to present you with these opportunities, teams that want to win need to take advantage of these opportunities. So you got less than 2 out. We got a drawn-in infield now for Team BC, who kind of feels already that they need to try and cut down this run at the plate. And again, you're going to put the pressure on them now to be able to make a play here, to be able to do so.
Nick McPhail with a base hit could tie the game at 6. We're in the second.
Good take there from McPhail. 3-1 count. Pitcher struggling a little bit to find the strike zone and see if he can put one in there, and he does. And now you got a full count with 1 out.
Been a pitching nightmare so far. Infield in, and Brandon Chernoff walks Nick McPhail to load the bases.
And again, the way this game's gone, like you said, been a little bit of a rough one for the pitching so far. We talked about the Islanders bullpen with Ben McDougall up throwing right now. So far down on the BC side of things, it's pretty empty down there right now, but we'll see if right-hander Chernoff can get his stuff together here. We have the bases loaded with 1 out. You think about it, still 1 ground ball away here. You get a double play.
Very true.
You're out of this mess.
It's absolutely 100% correct. Josh Myers. He drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 4-run bottom of the first. Chance to cash in some more.
Chernoff really struggling right now. He's falling behind batters, and that's obviously not a recipe for success here. Team New Brunswick has to show a little bit of patience here at the dish and see what they can manufacture here.
Tailing fastball from Chernoff, just missed outside.
3-0 count here. I'm taking twice. Make him put it in the strike zone twice.
I'm buying what you're selling.
That's it. Make him do it again here.
Let's see if the Charlottetown Islanders coaching staff agrees. Or will he get a green light at 3-1? It's green. Well hit to center, and it's going to elude Dylan Price. Max Grant racing home, scores easily. Josh Myers having himself a day with 3 runs batted in. 2 more on a run-scoring double to straightaway center.
Well, Pete, that's why I'm up here in the booth with you, and he's down there hitting doubles. Good swing there by Josh Myers as he hits that one over the center fielder's head off the fence in center, and we get 2 runs across. We still have runners on second and third here, and we're going to get a trip to the mound from the Team BC coaching staff as we have number 29 down in the pen for Team British Columbia getting loose now. We just talked about that being a little bit of a ghost town down there. Well, not anymore.
I got a few too many here.
6-6. And still runners at second and third with only the 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Connor Russell, the pitcher down in the pen for BC, the right-hander getting loose. So he'll have to work quickly here as Team New Brunswick has now tied this game again 6-6.
4.
Jack Kraft, the batter, the center fielder.
Ball.
Which team's pitching staff is going to find someone that settles into a groove? That's who the winner is going to be.
I think so. Both teams have shown they are here to hit.
Right at Lance Burrows, who's 48 years young. And he steps on the bag. But another run.
And Pete, we talked about this a few games yesterday, that you have those types of out where there's light outs and then there's outs that are being hit hard, and that was one that was a pretty good hit there down to first base. Good job by Burrows to block that one up, but it's a bit of a problem when those pitches are getting squared up like that.
Oh. Here we
Hit that
go.
hard.
McPhail would have definitely had to be really running on contact, but it was to the right side of the diamond,
Yeah.
literally and figuratively.
And he was kind of, I think because of the batter, I think he was kind of playing in a little bit, so it probably would have been hard to score on that play. But
It did get there in a hurry.
yeah, absolutely.
Logan McDougall, the batter, he punched one in to score a run in the first. 6-6. I know that all tournament officials are pondering all these potential tie-breaking scenarios. You need a calculator just for this game. It remains 6-6 as Logan McDougall flies out to Josh Walker in right. Again, for the second time, if you like runs, you've come to the right place here in Regina. Nick Saginowicz has his first hit of the tournament, and it delivered a run. Honestly, who hasn't delivered a run in this game? There's been 12 of them.
One.
I think you even have an RBI here, Peter.
No, I do not.
Go.
Do not lay any of this on me.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, if you like offense, you've bought the right subscription.
Oh.
A 6-6 tie. 4 runs for New Brunswick in the bottom of the first, and back-to-back home runs
Got it.
that scored 4 for BC in the top of the second, and lickety-split. Back came the Charlottetown Islanders with 2 of their own. And, of course, Pickett's and Grant played a big part of it.
Yep, both definitely chipping in offensively here this week for sure, and both very, very great weekends here at the tournament.
Dan, they have 17 hits between them. 17.
17.
9 for Pickett's, 8 for Grant. One player is 9 of 11. Grant is 8 for 12.
That's
a season.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Certainly keeping their team in the mix here for sure, and I'm going to look for a little bit of help from their teammates soon. Josh Myers trying to do his best
Is
today
he
to
ever?
do that.
He has 3 runs batted in. What do you know? Another hit.
Yeah, you got it.
Nick Saginowicz
Ah.
came into the game 0 for 7. He's 2 for 2 in this one.
I think that's going to be it for Jacob Beck in this one, as J.P. Stevenson makes the slow walk to the mound, and Ben McDougall already on his way in from the pen. We do have some action down on the other side, too, for Team British Columbia. Connor Russell, number 29, down there throwing for them in the pen. So looks like it's going to be one of those games, folks. There's going to be a few pitchers rolling through here, and like Peter said, it's going to be that last swing standing that's going to take this one down.
It will either be that, or it will be the first pitcher that has his A game.
Mm-hmm.
And will it be 24-year-old Ben McDougall from Summerside? That's a great community if you've never been. I finally got to PEI last year and was not disappointed. It was the only province in the country I had not been to.
Beautiful, beautiful spot there. We went there a few years ago with my wife and ended up staying for 2 or 3 days on the island, toured around both ends of it, and just a beautiful spot. There's lots of things to do there, beautiful beaches.
If you like golf, it's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, pretty good
I
there.
don't, but it's a great spot for it. As McDougall enters the game. Pitched a third of an inning at last year's Canadian Championship in Tecumseh, Ontario. And received the ball for the first time in 2025.
Ben's had a pretty good year this year for the island. He's predominantly throwing in relief, has a couple of starts that he's made, but overall, pretty good stuff. And like you said, right now, both teams just looking for someone that's going to settle in, give them 3 or 4 innings here, and hopefully be able to give their team a chance to continue to hit the baseball like they're doing.
So Sinclair Lee, the batter. As catcher Logan Gallant has a chat with the new pitcher just to make sure they're on the same page. Sinclair Lee, 2 official at-bats in the tournament, including flying out to end a 2-run top of the first for BC. Made good contact. Interesting delivery from McDougall. My first opportunity to watch him. At Max Grant for 1. Just couldn't quite get the handle, referring to Logan McDougall, to be able to turn a double play.
Yeah, we'll get a look at it here on the replay. A little bounder. Good pickup there by Grant. Good shovel throw to second. Yeah, that's going to be out on the transfer, and McDougall unable to get a handle on that to try and roll the double play. So Sinclair Lee going to reach on the fielder's choice. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd.
Jeremy Campbell, the second baseman, steps into the batter's box. Looks down at third base. As McDougall comes set.
Pitch there from McDougall. Seems to be the go-to pitch for a lot of pitchers this weekend as they've been wearing out that changeup.
Well, it doesn't appear from his first few pitches that Ben would have high-end velocity. But this game isn't just about high-end velocity.
Nope.
About movement, location, late movement, using all 4 quadrants, a snap throw from Logan Gallant.
1-2, yep.
Sinclair Lee seems to have grabbed the attention of the Islanders here as he's on first base. A pickoff attempt and then backdoor throw there from the catcher.
Really good pickup by McDougall.
Mm-hmm.
Not the throw that Ryan McIsaac was hoping for, as he had his sights set, I'm sure, on starting a around the horn double play. But they do get another out, another force, in fact, at second base.
I'm gonna have to get some black fly tape here soon.
Yeah, they're nasty.
They're everywhere.
Might be time for another getaway from me.
Don't bring that up again.
Why, it was awesome. Lance Burrows has a base hit in the game. It is absolutely fabulous to watch somebody at 48 years of age play in this type of competition.
Unbelievable. And still doing it, very well. Not just like he's a body that's here in the lineup and he's having a pretty good tournament.
McDougall misses another quality block.
Logan Gallant, pretty good job back there for the pitchers so far. Tell you what, that's one thing I didn't miss growing up. I started off as a catcher, and you had these hot days like this where put all that gear on and
Base hit, and it's going to find a gap. Campbell gets the wave and will score. Burrows is going to be out at second.
Run will score. Run was across the plate before that out at second base, so that run is going to count.
A double, a run batted in for Burrows, and you can tell he's dejected at second despite his great hitting effort. It's 7-6 British Columbia as we head to the bottom of the third here in Regina in the final round robin game of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships. Seven, 6, Team BC, the Victoria Mavericks, leading Team New Brunswick, the Charlottetown Islanders, by that one run. 13 runs, and we're only beginning the bottom of the third inning. Brandon Chernoff started the game. He is from Coquitlam, British Columbia, in his second straight Canadian Senior Men's Championship. He was with his home team last year in Ontario. And that fastball gets away on him. Logan Gallant, the catcher, at home plate. He's been used sparingly, but I sure like what I've seen in terms of his work behind home plate. The 29-year-old from Cornwall, PEI. He had one hit in 3 tries at last year's national championships. He reached on an air to Nick Lee in a 9-batter, 4-run bottom of the first.
Battling back now in this at-bat. 3-2 count now after he was down 3-0.
All 4. So Gallant on base for a second consecutive time. I think this is going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
The manager strolls out, and something I have done in the past but have always wanted to do. On my way out, the little tap to the right arm of the left arm. This time it is the right-hander coming in. For the Victoria Mavericks representing Team BC. And it's Connor Russell, the 33-year-old. Who will receive the ball and hope he can be the guy to bring his best to the table on this Saturday afternoon in the final round robin game of the competition. And this is his first appearance in the tournament through 2 2/3 of the provincial championships in Victoria. Gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, struck out 1, did not walk anyone. 2 of those innings successful by and large against the Ladysmith Pilots. As he continues his warm-up pitches. Russell is set to work after the Gallant walk that ended Brandon Chernoff's outing. Ryan McIsaac lined out to right fielder Josh Walker to bring the 4-run first to an end. And the first pitch from Russell is a strike. The 33-year-old right-hander spent a couple of moments or amount of time with the Victoria Harbor Cats, a couple of years. Also spent some time with the Okotoks Dogs all the way back in 2012. And Dan, don't know if you've ever been, but if you ever get a chance to go to Siemens Stadium in Okotoks, Alberta,
I've heard it's
if you find a nicer baseball park in this country, you better come find me.
I've heard great things, and it's pretty cool to see Fredericton product Matt Stairs out there now as the hitting coach for some of the teams, and he's told me the same thing. It's just a beautiful facility out there.
Sylvan Lake has one now that's in the same league, just outside of Red Deer, that's almost in the same class.
Yep.
They did a great job there, too.
I believe that field gets used sometimes in some Sunburst League games.
It's marvelous. I will never forget my first trip to the ballpark in Okotoks. I had seen some video, and I was living at the time in Whitby, Ontario, and decided that I was going to take a holiday and attend the 2008 World Junior Men's Baseball Championship in Edmonton, and they played some pre-tournament games in Okotoks. And I will never forget driving down the hill, and to this day, surprised they didn't drive right off the road. And they've added to it and have an indoor facility right there and other diamonds around it. It's marvelous. Maybe not story time, but why not? We know we're going to have some more runs.
It's all right.
Simon Dubois.
Always got time to talk baseball.
And that's very true. They might be building a beautiful brand new baseball stadium in this city in the downtown area. Been lots of talk about it, and now that the group that owns the Regina Pats, led by Sean Semple, who owns Brandt Industries, and now that Pats group owns the Regina Red Sox, Duncan Pickett
What a play.
has actually made an out, and it took a great defensive play to achieve it. He laid down a whale of a bunt.
Yeah. I think that was more of a, with one out in the inning already, I think that was more of an opportunity to try and get on by a base hit, and did a pretty good job. Ends that one up pretty good, but good hop off the mound there by Connor Russell, and he's able to throw to first and get Pickett's by about half a step. Very close play, though.
And goes as a sacrifice, so it doesn't even count against him as a time at bat. So he's still 9 for 11. Max Grant, 8 for 12 after 2 more singles in this game.
And I'll be honest with you, as red hot as he is right now, and I guess we're early in this game, but I'm surprised they're pitching to Grant here.
With a base open. I think you could just tell by my reaction that I might be on the same page. Max has 6 extra base hits, too, by the way. 3 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run.
I'll tell you what, I've been around long enough now. You can even tell on the pitches he's taking. He's just seeing it that well, holding up curveball, sliders.
So what tips you off when you go down that road?
As a pitcher?
No, just sit up here and the way you have spent your lifetime in the sport.
You look at body language of a hitter, and I guess from pitching so many years, you see that as you're throwing to batters, but just the comfortability and just the ability to see that pitch out of the hand, especially at this velocity, and be able to know and understand what you need to do.
2 out. And he will not add to his hit total here as Dylan Price had to go a ways. And a 0 on the board. Connor Russell in relief. Shuts the door for a second or two. And it's 7-6 BC leading the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick after 3 innings here in Regina.
Hey guys, Donnie with Extreme Hockey and Umbrella Marketing Solutions. Really excited to throw this video that we have partnered with the National Baseball Championships that are hosted in Regina. As you know, we love getting behind our community and supporting these kind of events. This is just an absolute honor to be a part of this championship.
Stop in at 1425 McIntyre Street in Regina. We will have sales on all weekend. I will also be kicking around at the event for a few days, so if you have any questions about team, corporate gear, pull me aside and let's have a chat.
7-6 in a game that Quebec's very interested in after more than taking care of their business. The two-time defending champions earlier today with a 13-3 six-inning romp over the Etobicoke Rangers to end the Rangers' hopes of making the playoffs. And this is the game that will set Pool A straight. The only thing we know at this point for absolute sure is Team Saskatchewan with a 3-1 record finish first.
Other scenarios that can fit in there, a Team New Brunswick win, and they're assured of second place, and will cross over and play the third place team in the other division. A New Brunswick loss, we have 3 teams that will be 2-2. And then, Peter, we get to go back to school early and do some math.
I'm okay with it going in. It doesn't matter.
And we have a quarterfinal matchup to bring your way. Slated at this point for 7.
I have a feeling that's going to probably get pushed back a bit.
Right here.
Dylan Price, the batter, he made the catch to end the last half inning, which should give British Columbia a jolt.
Ball.
Ben McDougall is the second pitcher of record to work in the game for the Charlottetown Islanders. 37-year-old Jake Beck started. This game isn't about who's starting, it's about who's going to finish.
Yeah, and I think we're at that point now that, like you said, you just need, for one of these teams, they're going to get through. There's no doubt about that. But what you need now is you need to conserve arms and make sure that you don't kind of blow through everything in one game here and you have a tired group going into the quarterfinals tonight.
Except the difference for me would be this.
3-2.
One team has to have this.
Absolutely.
For the other group, even I think mathematically, New Brunswick 2-1, even in a 2-2 situation, I think they're potentially okay.
I think they're okay too, and I think the finish of this game will decipher whether it's a 2 seed or a 3 seed.
My understanding is it would almost have to be a BC mercy rule type victory in order for them to get in at this point.
Which would cut down the defensive innings for PEI, which is what they would need there for sure. Because they had the mercy shortened game against Quebec, which cut down on their defensive innings.
Dylan Price hits this well. Foul. They took a while, and it was close.
Yeah, that one not as exciting as the one from our other game this morning, but pretty good piece there from Dylan Smith, but that one tails foul. Goes outside the park as he now draws the walk.
John Gill, the left fielder, who does some catching as well. So no one out in the fourth, and Price is on for the first time in the game with a walk. And they'll try to keep Price, who runs well, a little tighter to first.
Ball.
John has scored one of the 7 British Columbia runs, as they've scored in every inning that they've batted. 2, 4, and 1 is the breakdown. Gale hit it well. McPhail steps on first.
Just popped in.
And it popped away from Max Grant as he attempted to apply the tag
Time.
on Dylan Price.
That boy here, they're coming this way.
Good play by McPhail there, and I thought that might have popped out of his glove, but I think it was just the angle that the runner slid in at that Grant was unable to grab that one and put the tag down. So runner at second now, 1 out. And up comes the shortstop, Jason Willow.
And what did Willow do when he was at home plate last? A 3-run blast over the wall in left field. Part of a 4-run second inning. And he's out in front of the McDougall pitch this time.
Good to see some of the Trapper boys sitting in the crowd here enjoying this one and taking it in as they get ready for their semifinals tomorrow.
Willow again out in front. And one of the things I would suspect, well, not suspect, that when you make some pitching decisions in a sense, Dan, you're always trying to keep the opponent off balance. You might go from more of a power pitcher to someone like McDougall who doesn't throw as hard but has good movement.
Go on.
Gathered.
Good pickup there.
Logan McDougall makes the play to retire Jason Willow. Nick Lee also homered his last time up as they went back-to-back in that 4-run inning. His was a solo shot. He's also 26 years of age, just like Mr. Willow. Outside of Lance Burrows, this is a fairly youthful British Columbia team.
Noticing there's a few teams that are kind of moving in that direction a little bit, that teams that have had veterans here before and coming back much younger, and some of those veterans still playing, which, you know what? You need some of those players on your team. They're going to help those younger kids out, kind of learn the ropes, and folks that have been to these tournaments before, but it's great to see, and especially in the Prairie provinces and beyond, some of those teams coming back very young now and having those players that are going to help them out.
The 0-2 to Lee, just off the end of the bat.
That was a great pitch.
So you look at this Victoria lineup. Gale is 26, Willow's 26, Lee's 26, Walker's 24, Sinclair Lee is 20. Even Saginowicz is 27.
0-2, yep.
Price is 27. And a lot of guys that can grow together because they're in the same age bracket. Max Grant, he's only 23. And he makes the play to end the 4th. And it's the first time that New Brunswick, represented by the Charlottetown Islanders, have put up a 0. It remains 7-6 heading to the bottom of the 4th. The final round robin game of Pool A at the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship. 7-6 as we've gone a couple of half innings without a run after 13 in the first 2.5. Team BC must win, a record of 1-2. New Brunswick in a little better shape at 2-1, but could end up in a three-way tie with Quebec, who won earlier today, all three at 2-2 with 2 playoff spots available.
Yeah, it's going to be a dogfight the rest of the way in this one for sure. Seems like, knock on wood, both pitchers seem to be settling in here a little bit from a bit of an auspicious start here with, like you said, tons of offense. So we'll see how the rest of this one plays out, but it should be a fun one.
And runs against, keeping those down, is a big part of the tiebreaker, is it not?
For sure, and I mean, that's, it's always been that way, that if you get into a three-way tie, they do look at head-to-head. If a team has beaten 2 of the other teams, then they would get the higher seed, but in this case that we're looking at, everyone would be 1-1 against each other. So when Peter talks about defensive runs there, what he's talking about is that you look at the number of defensive innings that you've played, you look at the number of defensive runs you've allowed, and then you create a ratio from that. And the lowest ratio out of those 3 teams would get the highest seed. And once you take that team out of the way, you look at the other 2 teams, you look at them head-to-head, and whoever won that head-to-head would have the higher seed over them. So a little bit of a complex formula to look at when we're looking at that stuff, but certainly I know for Team New Brunswick, they're looking for a win, and then they don't have to worry about it. But a loss, and like I said, we're going to have a little bit of math we have to do.
Well, Nick McPhail starts the bottom of the 4th, lining out to Jason Willow at shortstop. But we do know the situation for Quebec. They gave up 7 runs against New Brunswick. They gave up 3 runs against British Columbia.
Right. So that's 10 total for them. For British Columbia, they're in a little more of a rough spot with that because they gave up, I believe it was 13 to British Columbia. Was that the 13-3 game?
No, they lost to Quebec 11-3.
11-3, correct.
So that's the one that we know.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that at this point,
they've given up 6 right now. So 11-6 would put them at 17. So, yeah, there'll be a little bit of math to be done for sure. What's helping out Team New Brunswick here a little bit right now is they only gave up 2 to Quebec. And right now they've given up 7 in this game, which puts them at 9. So definitely going to be some tight math in there for sure. And like I said, we'll get through this one first, then we'll start looking at the math.
I don't got it.
Connor Russell says, I've got it.
I don't got it.
Josh Myers,
Nope, I don't.
he's still waiting for a foul ball call. It doesn't look like it's coming his way.
Get off the foot, they'll call it, right? So if they've got it, they'll give it a bit automatic.
We saw a very controversial scenario in the first game of the tournament that ended the game between Saskatchewan, finished first in the pool, and a big reason for that was they upset Quebec in game 1.
They don't got it. I don't got it off his foot either.
So you know what? That's a very fair explanation for me, and I'm sure the fans at home heard that as well. But home plate umpire says I don't have it off his foot. They're not coming in to help. If they would have saw that, they would have called foul ball, and it's kind of hard to get upset about that when they've kind of laid it out as it is. They see what they see, and you go from there, right?
Jack Kraft, as Connor Russell has come in and done a nice job. He has yet to give up a hit. The 33-year-old right-hander, good velocity, and found the outside corner. Well, mentioned it early in the game. Which team would have a pitcher that finds a groove? Could be the difference.
Absolutely, and
maybe Russell is that guy.
Connor Russell doing a pretty good job of that right now, settling in here and giving Team BC some good innings so far.
Good breaking ball.
Really good.
That looked like the 12-6 version.
And no knock against Ben McDougall. He's come in and done a great job as well, and kept a good hitting BC team down to run as well. So
the slider misses that time.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
And the count is full to Jack Kraft, the 31-year-old center fielder, who's walked and grounded out.
I got it. Thanks.
Seven to 6. New Brunswick's 2-1. British Columbia at 1-2. They have to win.
Ball.
Or the finishing order in the pool would be Saskatchewan 1, New Brunswick, the Charlottetown Islanders 2, and defending champion Quebec 3. A walk, and Kraft has walked twice in the game, once off each pitcher. Logan McDougall has a hit and a run batted in. That came in a 4-run Charlottetown Islander bottom of the first. Towards the hole, Willow, long throw. Not quite in time, but Willow did as well as you could do with what he had to deal with.
I'll have a look at this one here on the replay. A little chopper on the ground. Logan McDougall waking his way to first. Good play there by Willow to get to that ball, and a very strong throw, but good hustle down the line there is McDougall able to beat the throw to first.
Logan Gallant having a chat with Sinclair Lee, the opposing catcher. I would think catchers have a bit of a fraternity.
Trading blocking secrets.
Trading ice bag secrets. Hip surgery secrets. Knee surgery secrets. It's a position that really takes a toll.
Absolutely.
I mentioned knee surgery. I'm sorry, Clark. That's offside by me.
Our producer Clark is really good at the ice bag game.
I feel so bad for him every time he leaves the truck and makes his way anywhere around this ballpark.
I keep telling him I'll text him the lineups, but he doesn't listen to me.
A strikeout and a good curveball from Connor Russell that gets Logan Gallant and ends a New Brunswick threat. It remains 7-6 BC after 4. 7-6 it remains. It's been that way since the top of the third inning. There's Ben McDougall pitching now, and Connor Russell have helped to settle things down. It looked like we were headed for about 15-14 at one point, and I'm only being a little facetious. Josh Walker, the right fielder.
Ball 2. I got it just in.
Is McDougall. And his catcher, Logan Gallant, held it just a little longer, hoping for a different result.
Ball.
And 3 balls in a hurry to Walker, who's doubled and struck out. And the Calgary Rockies are taking care of some business at the other ballpark.
Yes, just having a look at that score now as I pull it up on my computer, but they are playing in the bottom of the 6th inning right now. And it is Team Alberta 5, Team Manitoba 1. Just having a peek through the box score here. Seems like Tyler McWillie is doing his best Shohei Ohtani impression. He's through 6 innings, giving up 1 run on 5 hits. And just hit a solo bomb in the bottom of the 6th inning to lead it off.
So that would leave, if that score continues, a 3-way tie for second place in Pool B between Manitoba, 2-2 Nova Scotia, and what would be 2-2 Alberta.
Lots of math. Lots of math. Good looking pitch here from Ben McDougall as he's able to catch Josh Walker. Looking for strike 3, and that's the first out here in the top of the 5th.
And remember, at one point it was 3-0 the count. So a nice bounce back by McDougall as he stays on the strike train to Nick Saginowicz, who had failed to deliver a hit in his first 3 games and has 2 singles and a run batted in this one. And a healthy cut.
And things Ben McDougall's doing well right now, changing speeds, changing locations, in and out, up and down, and not giving a chance for pitchers to kind of settle in and be able to pick up on tendencies of his pitches.
Ball.
That one almost really got away from him in a bad spot. Saginowicz ducked out of it. Is number 33 will compose himself and step back in the batter's box.
Right over the top of us, Peter, and out of play.
Always a good thing. We haven't had one yet that's just gone over the top of the screen and headed right in here. Dan would make the play.
I got you, don't worry.
I'd have utter faith.
I have my glove in my hotel room. I should have brought it with me.
Somehow I'm not surprised to hear that. Saginowicz is 3 for 3. So he's found his stroke.
All right, 1 pitch away.
In a very important win to hopefully stay in scenario for the Victoria Mavericks.
First here, right?
20-year-old catcher Sinclair Lee to follow him. Reached on a fielder's choice. Flew out to center. Takes an interesting turn. Max Grant turns it beautifully. 4-6-3 to end the 5th.
Can I get 3?
Another solid play there from Max Grant to end this inning as Logan McDougall takes that on a hop, flips to Grant. On to first in time for the 4-6-3 double play and out of the inning.
Few things I like more to watch in this sport than a well-executed double play. You just witnessed one. It's 7-6 going to the bottom of the fifth of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships in Regina. Well-turned double play sets the table for the Charlottetown Islanders representing New Brunswick again. The Canadians to come to bat. A win, and they finish second in Pool A underneath the glove of Lance Burrows, and Ryan McIsaac has his first hit of the afternoon.
Good job there by McIsaac. Jumps that first fastball from Connor Russell. Hits it just under the glove of the first baseman, Lance Burrows, and into right field for a leadoff single. And just what the doctor ordered here for Team New Brunswick, as they need one to tie it up here this inning.
Simon Dubois, their leadoff batter, 0 for 2, but he has walked.
Ball. No. 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 I don't got it. No. Yeah.
Dubois feels like it hit his foot, and he was very adamant about it.
Can you ask for help? I can ask, but again, they will come up if they've got anything on that. I don't have it. Again, I've got it off the glove.
That's not being able to see the toes there.
We've discussed this. We've discussed this.
Nope. Shortstop Willow gets in the way of that one.
Let's go.
That's tough. We don't have anything conclusive that we can tell you from our end. No, looks like it might have missed.
One ball. Play.
Play on.
Very close play, but it does look like it misses his foot.
Connor Russell delivers a strike on the outside corner. He came on in relief for the starter, Brandon Chernoff, and has absolutely done his job. That hit was the first one he's given up, I believe.
I think so.
I'll have to double check that. That's a fabulous breaking ball.
Yeah, good off-speed pitch there by Russell as he gets Dubois out in front of that one. Team Manitoba down to their last kicks in that other game as they now hit in the top of the seventh, trailing 6-1.
Ball.
Has Quebec not posted on social media that they're already in?
Yeah, I did see a post come up that said that they've confirmed that they're in the quarterfinals, but I don't think they know their seeding of that quarterfinal game yet. So.
Well, they don't. That, you know for sure.
Mm-hmm. Again, obviously, social media, not the official end of all, but...
Oh, really? I thought it determined everything in our world.
So we'll see if you know, maybe they got talked to by a tournament official over there at the other park and were told they were in, but just didn't know the seeding. So we'll have to wait and see after a little bit here what's going to happen.
I'm not sure until this game is fait accompli that anybody knows for sure.
That
Ouch.
Yeah.
It went off the throwing hand of catcher Sinclair Lee, and he's going to need a minute. You tuck it behind you to try to prevent that from occurring.
Looks like he's having a
lot of flexing going on.
Looks like he's okay. Connor Russell had him laughing there for a second, but
You're good? Right off the hand? Yeah. Oh.
it sounded like he just said there to the plate umpire, he got it off the forearm, so takes a second, those stingers. You can keep moving your fingers, absolutely, and try and get the feeling back in your hand, but yeah, always want to keep that one tucked right behind your rear end so that you don't have that happen.
Boy.
It's hard, though, especially with a runner on base, because you always potentially want to come up throwing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And McIsaac is a threat to run. No one out, 7-6. Team BC leads in the bottom of the fifth. As we try to determine the quarterfinalists, Simon Dubois, that time he did get hit. And this is good umpiring for me, and there's been a lot of it here. Make no mistake about it. But that was a reaction that could have easily got Dubois in a boatload of trouble.
Absolutely.
So understanding the emotion of the situation and the awareness to take one says a lot about the guys in blue there to me.
Absolutely.
Bunt laid down by Pickett, and he has another hit.
You notice, I was going to say, there's that lip at it again. Absolutely, Clark. You saw that bunt when it got laid down. It looked like it was going to sit on the dirt. Caught that lip and rolls back inside towards the field. After he got that one down, we'll get a look at it here on the replay, but get that look down there. That's that good view from behind the dish right there, and kicks back towards the third baseman, and yeah, good hustle there by Duncan Pickett as he's able to beat that out for an infield single.
Duncan Pickett is now officially 7 for his last 7. 4 hits yesterday against Team Saskatchewan in a losing cause. 3 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt today. 10 for 12.
Ball.
And the bases are loaded with no one out. And Max Grant at home plate. What more would you want?
Ball.
JP Stevenson not saying anything, so I think that one was just outside the line. We did see something kick up there, but it might have been dirt.
The 23-year-old from Fredericton very close to registering not only another hit, of which he has 4 consecutive multi-hit games, but he also has 6 extra base hits. That was almost number 7. Infield in. And Grant looks at a strike.
I'll have a look at that first one here by Grant on replay, just down the third base line, and yep, that was fouled by a good foot.
Great pictures.
Absolutely, good angle there.
So 23-year-old Max Grant, 3 great years at Canisius. Then in the transfer portal to an SEC school at Alabama, and he is likely tied the game. He has. It's 7-7.
Nah.
Max Grant has his
Thank you.
6th run batted in of the tournament.
Good piece of hitting there by Max, able to lift that one deep to center field. Good catch out there by the center fielder, Dylan Price, but well deep enough for the runner to be able to score from third as Ryan McIsaac comes across the plate. This game now tied 7-7.
Runners at first and second on the 12-6 backdoor curve attempt from 33-year-old Connor Russell. McPhail trying to restore the advantage. New Brunswick trailed 2-0, scored 4 to take the lead, gave up 4, tied the game in the second at 6, gave up 1 in the third. Now they've scored in the 5th. And McPhail had a mighty hack, but fouled it away.
So we do know one half of the playoff picture now. The final score there from the other game at Optimist is Alberta 6, Manitoba 1. So Alberta claims second place in Pool B. Manitoba will claim third place in Pool B. And they both advance to quarterfinals. Alberta will play against the third place team from Pool A, while Manitoba will play against the second place team in Pool A. And that was the game that we will be carrying here at Curry at 7 p.m.-ish once we figure out the ending of this one and what we're going to get for a start time for our quarterfinals.
Okay, I'm going to ask about that in a second or so. Maybe in more than a second. McPhail. Runner will tag. And the ball cut off by shortstop Jason Willow as Simon Dubois moves up 90 feet. So Alberta's win would have set up a 3-way tie for a spot. So Nova Scotia is out?
I was just handed this now, yes.
I got you. Time.
So they are apparently all done. Josh Myers is the batter.
Boy.
So to your question, Peter, yes, Nova Scotia does end up getting eliminated there because of plus-minus. And then head-to-head as well.
I love formats and tiebreakers. And my mind swirls at about 9 million miles an hour every minute of most days. And now it's running a race.
Yeah, the math is, yeah, we'll chat, but it's, yeah, I was just showing the math, and the math makes sense.
We'll stay here. Runner Pickett's on the move. Sinclair Lee has a tough play to make, and he did.
I think that's the right call. He kind of lunged at the end there, and I think he absolutely got him there by about half a step. We're definitely going to have a look at it here on the replay for sure. Just chopped out in front of the plate. There goes the runner, Myers. Catcher Sinclair Lee calls him off. And not the best look there, as we don't see where the runner is in comparison to the throw, but see if we can get, there we go. We got the nice wide view now. Whew. That's about as close as you get right there, folks.
LBC gets the call. The Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, do score once. 7-7 in this all-important, truly now, final game of the round robin at the 2025 Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships in Regina on IKS.
No, that Manitoba beat them 7-6. So that's the head-to-head component.
So they lost to both those teams.
Nova Scotia loses 7-6 to Manitoba.
Boy. Go!
Boy.
As we try to ponder some math,
Oh.
just because curious minds, that would be mine, need to understand, it's 7-7 here. Jeremy Campbell attempts to lay down a bunt for a base hit, but he fouls it away.
All right. Thanks.
Good arm, Dougie.
So despite their dramatic 7-6 win, see, there's what I was speaking about, as this gets away from Ryan McIsaac. Big turn by Jeremy Campbell, but he'll hold there. The three teams in the other pool all were 1-1 against one another. Because Nova Scotia beat Calgary in the game that we just watched.
Correct. Earlier this
So
week.
none of those teams won both of the head-to-head matchups.
I don't believe so.
They
I don't
didn't.
think so. Yeah, so I'd be curious to see how it all works out with the math. I just quickly glanced at a phone that somebody had text messages on, and they said this is what they saw and this is why they made the decision they made, and I was handed this paper with it on it.
Listen, I'm not arguing the point. I'm just trying to figure it out. Lance Burrows, McIsaac left with one play. Hit and run was on. And there's one away in the sixth. It's not a lot of math required. If New Brunswick was to win this game, that's simple. They'd be second in the pool. Saskatchewan has already won it. They're 3-1 record.
And I believe Quebec would be third.
And Quebec would be third.
Yep.
In a three-way tie, I'm of the understanding Quebec could vault all the way up to second. This is well hit. And the catch made by Dubois, but deep enough to allow Campbell to tag up and move to third.
So good piece there by Dylan Price as he just gets under that one enough to keep it in the park. The left fielder
Hey, deep angle, body up here.
going to make the catch there. Simon Dubois. It's a runner on third now, 2 outs.
Team BC 90 feet away from again regaining the lead. Led 2-0, trailed 4-2, led 6-4, led 7-6. It's 7-7. John Gale trying to change that with 2 out against Ben McDougall in the sixth inning, who's done a very nice job in relief of the starter, Jake Beck. So both relievers have done well.
Absolutely. Both relievers done a really good job of kind of settling things down for their teams here as they came in from starting pitchers that were, not going to say it was completely them, you know, some defensive stuff behind both of those starters as well that kind of led to some of those runs too. So, but absolutely, yeah, it takes some time for them to get settled in there for sure.
We had 12 runs, 2 innings in. It was 6-6 after 2.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough. I mean, teams, obviously bats are ready to play in this case. You know, you are late in the tournament as well too, so, you know, both teams are deep into their pitching staffs now, so.
Logan Gallant.
Take your time.
As Gale went to bunt, which might surprise everybody in this scenario with 2 out.
Not a day to be
That
a
one
catcher
hurt.
today.
Yeah, that hurt a lot. We've already had one gentleman suffer a
Yeah.
injury in a somewhat similar situation.
So we really, would send our best out to Ben Baker from the Lee side team as Ben McDougall strikes out Gale there, but really want to send our well wishes out to Ben Baker, who unfortunately had to go to Saskatoon for surgery. Sounds like he's safely on his way home now. So, Ben, hope you're feeling better soon, man.
Yes, I echo those sentiments. Great pitch by Ben McDougall to end a BC opportunity. It remains 7-7 going to the bottom of the sixth in the final round robin game of the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship.
Boy.
7-7. Bottom of the sixth.
Ball.
Team BC, the Victoria Mavericks, must win to keep any hope alive, but it's not looking great for them in the run ratio department. We just had a great explanation, and it literally came down to one run.
One run.
To oust Nova Scotia. Alberta, the Calgary Rockies, with their impressive win earlier today against Team Manitoba, vault into second place in Pool B. Manitoba third.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow for Team Nova Scotia for sure, missing out by one defensive run there. Yeah, we just had the explanation given with the defensive runs and all that because there was a three-way tie there. But so as it stands right now, we do know one half of the playoff picture being Pool B, being the top team, Team Saskatchewan, second place team in that pool, Team Alberta, third place team in that pool, Team Manitoba. And we do know the top team in Pool A is the Regina Trappers. So once this game's finished up, we'll know the other two seeds, and then we'll be able to get you some quarterfinal matchups.
It's so hard to keep it all straight. Because I will tell you this, it's the Trappers at the top of that group.
Yes, and that's all we know.
Yes. No, the Trappers are at the top of Group B.
Oh, is it Group B?
They're at the top of Group B with Alberta and Manitoba.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's the only thing we know in this group is that Team Saskatchewan is first.
Correct. Yes, we do know out of those final placements that we did get that one of the teams that will be here tonight for the quarterfinal games is Team Manitoba, and then their opponent, obviously, which will be the second place team from the other pool, is yet to be determined. So once we get that figured out, we'll get you that matchup. But we do know Manitoba will be here on this broadcast tonight.
And they will take on
TBD.
TBD. And you're looking at what TBD will be to determine it. Bunt attempt by Logan McDougall.
Yep.
Fouled it off.
A couple of tough pitches to handle there for Logan McDougall, unable to get the bunt now, so he finds himself down now 0-2.
Jack Kraft is reach base. No one out. Here's the simple part.
Boy.
New Brunswick wins, they're second, Quebec's third. We know Team Saskatchewan in this pool is first. Kraft was on the run, and it was a hit and run, and it's kind of unfortunate if you're Logan McDougall and the Charlottetown Islanders.
Yeah, you know what? I don't mind that. Like, you hit that runner on the move, it's going to keep you out of a double play. If you can get that runner into scoring position here, obviously we're in the bottom of the sixth right now, so we're getting down to crunch time for sure. But getting that runner into scoring position with less than 2 outs is obviously ideal here.
Ball.
Connor Russell with that big bender. Missed. Just barely. Ball and 2 strikes to Logan McDougall. New Brunswick trying to jump in front in the game for a second time. And he fouled that straight back. Had a good rip at it, did number 40, the Charlottetown Islanders second baseman. 26 years old from Summerside is Logan McDougall. And they'll check on Kraft, who dives back in safely.
Kraft with some good speed over at first, so you completely understand why Russell's trying to keep him close.
You're good. Yeah, I'm good.
Another hit and run.
Yep.
Our home plate umpire says he's good, which is great news. They'll take a little time.
Thanks, Luke. Yeah, not a good idea to be back here at all. Yeah.
Love the sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and, of course, it's the catcher.
Yes.
Who came out of the on-deck circle to make sure. You know what I call that? Smart business.
Might get you a call next inning.
That's exactly right.
Ball.
Another breaking ball that misses outside.
Really good at bat here by Logan McDougall, making Russell throw a lot of pitches here. Both bullpens empty right now, so looks like for now these two teams sticking with these two hurlers. So
think Kraft's on the move again.
Quite possibly here.
Nope.
Not this time.
Nick Lee will get the force.
That was a close play. Good hustle and good sportsmanship there, making sure he's okay at second.
Because Kraft went in there with a purpose. And should. Good play by Nick Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. More so, I think, just his momentum that carried him in there because he was really trying to bust her to get it there and ended up getting him there by just about a half count.
So Kraft forced out. And McDougall now the base runner over at first for catcher Logan Gallant. A swing and a miss from number 4. And the important thing, too, I would suggest, Dan, about the force out, do you have the same kind of speed on the base pass?
Logan's got pretty good speed too. I don't know if he'd be up there with what Jack is, but not too much of a downgrade there for sure.
Nice block.
Well, lots of signs being flashed.
Easy on you.
Big point in this game right now. Bottom 6, 7-7. Runner on first. 1 out.
Go!
Pretty good pitch there from Connor Russell. Catches the outside corner.
Ball and 2 strikes to Gallant, who has walked, reached on an error, and struck out. He's the number 8 hitter in the order. And again, the check. Even the last play shows you that you're buying every half step.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Out.
A wild pitch. And that allows Logan McDougall to move into scoring position. And Connor Russell has really
I'll grab the plate here.
had a fine relief outing. That's one of the few that has gotten away.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a cross-up or if it just got up and away, but yeah, just, I don't know. Catcher wasn't able to get a glove on it. That one goes all the way to the backstop.
Boy.
2-2, 1 out in a 7-7 game in the bottom of the 6th.
Ball.
And that one comes up and in too. Not the same way and not the same result.
Yeah, just looking at Connor Russell right now, 3 1/3 innings, 1 run earned on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts for him thus far, but probably one of the toughest spots he's been in here right now. Trying to get out of this jam with less than 2 outs and a runner in scoring position here for the Islanders.
And Team BC does have a pitcher up and working in their bullpen.
Boy.
His batter steps back in. Tells you about the importance of the moment. 3-2 to Gallant. Swing and a miss. And there is 2 away.
Yeah, great pitch there from Russell as he's able to get Gallant a little bit behind that one as he tried to take it to right field, swing and a miss. He's down on strikes for the second out here in the bottom of the 6th.
An opportunity now belongs to Ryan McIsaac, the third baseman who singled his last time off of Connor Russell. Can he deliver again?
I believe the pitcher down in the pen, Peter, is Aiden Wood, right-hander for Team BC.
Ball.
He's a 23-year-old from Delta. Was on the Burnaby roster for the Provincials. Did not show up statistically. The Burnaby Bulldogs.
They were at Nationals a couple of years ago. I believe at the tournament in Red Deer, actually.
And again, a runner at second base, so
1-1, yep.
doesn't get more crucial to make sure that Sinclair Lee and Connor Russell are on the same page with their signs.
Absolutely.
Ball and a strike to Ryan McIsaac, who's looking to cash in a go-ahead run.
Yep. Thank you.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Boy.
And just enough of it. Sinclair Lee, the catcher, just 20 years of age, shakes his head a little bit. Just couldn't squeeze it.
All right.
Yeah, those ones are tough. You feel it go off the glove, and all you want to do is just try and grab it, squeeze it, but
Boy.
just pops out of the webbing there for a foul ball.
Another pitch that gets away. And Dan Estes has done such a marvelous job on these broadcasts. Pointed out on an earlier wild pitch. Was it just wild or was it a cross-up? And
2 balls, 2 strikes.
that one almost struck me as it had the potential to be option number 2.
Yeah, like the catcher doesn't have much of a reaction to it, so I don't know if he's calling for a different location, for a different spot, but
McIsaac delivers a base hit. And New Brunswick, the Charlottetown Islanders, have gone in front. It's 8-7 on a clutch single from the number 9 hitter.
just a great piece of hitting there from Ryan McIsaac. Again, doesn't try and do too much with that pitch. Sticks the bat out, punches it just over the shortstop's head into short left center field. Just like that, the Charlottetown Islanders have reclaimed the lead again. 8-7, first time they've been back in the lead since the third inning.
2-2 straight up. What's that?
Aiden Wood coming into the game. Aiden helped the South Delta Brewers win a junior men's provincial title back in 2022. So he's moved up a class. Second hit of the game for Ryan McIsaac. And it's by far and away his most important.
And at the same point, that's heartbreak for Connor Russell. And had such a great outing coming in out of the bullpen and doing a good job of kind of solidifying and slowing things down for the BC team, and ends up unfortunately giving up that hit there to Ryan McIsaac and loses the lead 8-7.
Well, we have seen so many interesting things, especially in about the last 24 hours. Mm-hmm. You really can't go anywhere until the final out is recorded, and I know that's very cliche-ish, but it's really been true.
Absolutely. We've pretty much seen it all here today, I can tell you that, if you haven't been along with us for the day.
And we still have arguably the most important game of the day to come.
Absolutely.
A quarterfinal matchup, which will involve Team Manitoba, who, after a tie-breaking scenario of 3 teams tied at 2-2, end up in the number 3 spot.
One more then.
Behind the Calgary Rockies representing Alberta and the host Regina Trappers, who won Pool B.
Mm-hmm. Here we go, guys.
You go back to yesterday afternoon, the 9-5 loss, the 5-0 down for Team Saskatchewan when they reeled off 9 straight. We have had nothing but beyond interesting.
Absolutely. I mean, if you have been looking for good baseball throughout the weekend and looking for some of the top-notch stuff, hey, you don't have to look much further than where we are right now.
Simon Dubois back in the batter's box in the first pitch from the 23-year-old right-hander. Aiden Wood from Delta, BC misses.
We do see down in the New Brunswick bullpen now that number 8, Ethan Smith, has gotten up and started to throw, with them claiming the lead back here in this half inning.
Oh.
See some Team Manitoba members have strolled in already.
Mm-hmm.
And the pitch gets away, and now it's McIsaac in scoring position. On a day like this, you could never have enough insurance.
No, for sure.
you'd need to call Geico about 26 times.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be enough.
Ball.
And the new pitcher, Aiden Wood, nerve-wracking, difficult spot. 3 consecutive balls to Simon Dubois.
Ball.
And he's going to have to deal with the tournament's leading hitter next in Duncan Picketts.
Not a good spot to be in right now for sure. Tough spot here, but we'll see what Aiden Wood is capable of.
Duncan's 3 for 3, 7 for his last 7, 10 for 12 in the tournament.
Impressive.
Silly.
Some video game numbers.
It sure is. Does he have another hit in that bag of tricks? They force him at second, and finally, Duncan Picketts has an at-bat that doesn't help his batting average. What a tournament. Now, can the Victoria Mavericks find a way to stay alive down a run in the bottom of the 7th? You won't have to wait long to find out. Jason Willow, the 26-year-old shortstop who has a 3-run homer in the game.
Boy.
The first batter in the bottom of the 7th with his team down 8-7, and they must win. McIsaac to the backhand, and it eludes McPhail, and Willow's going to move up to second. And like that, the tying run is in scoring position.
Get a look at that play here on the replay. Play to third, good pickup there. Ryan McIsaac across the diamond. That throw takes a huge hop and gets past McPhail. Willow going to make his way to second on the throwing error now.
And a visit upcoming. So McIsaac, who just drove in the go-ahead run, had a really hot shot to handle to begin with and just did not make the throw across the diamond the way he wanted to.
Yeah, it's a tough play. It's not an easy one, that's for sure.
It's a nervous time, too.
It is. It is. Trust me, this is – I know everyone that's watching on a computer right now, if they're here watching in the park, you know, it's easy for us to sit here and watch. When you're down there on the field actually doing this, and trust me, 37 years of playing baseball, it's not simple.
Not one bit. Third baseman Nick Lee.
All right, here we go.
About to step into the batter's
Boy.
box. He's homered in the game. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored and grounded out to Max Grant at shortstop.
This is a tough spot because you have your number 3 hitter up, who's got a home run.
Ball.
Now, do you bunt him over to third, or do you let him swing away? That's the question.
And you know, we're not going to go there because I've gone there too often today for everybody's purposes, but they know the math.
Just a hypothetical.
Right. But the teams know the math. Base hit. Willow's going to get the stop sign. McPhail cut it off, but he dropped it and might have had a chance to throw out Nick Lee, who ends up at second base.
Time scope.
So that's going to be a single with an advance on the throw there, but good piece of hitting by Nick Lee as he lines that one to center field. Good job coming on and charging hard to get that one with Jack Kraft, and right there he knew he kind of had it hung up, but then a little bit of a bobble there allows Lee to get to second. So second and third, nobody out. And
Are you going to give Josh Walker a free pass?
I'm going to say right now they're going to pitch to him. Infield in.
Ben McDougall on the hot seat.
So certainly with some work here to do now for Ben McDougall as has to try and get out of a second and third nobody out jam up by 1.
And a good pitch swung on and missed from McDougall. The Charlottetown Islanders win. They're second. Quebec's third in Pool A, and it's over for Team BC. A Team BC win, and it's math time. Deep enough to tie it. Lead a third. It's 8-8. Josh Walker, a good piece of hitting. Still only one out.
Yeah, still not out of the woods yet as we get a look at that that swing off the bat of Josh Walker. Deep fly ball to left field and just caught in front of the warning track there by Simon Dubois.
A chance to win it for Nick Sigenowicz, who came into the day 0 for 7 and has responded with 3 straight hits.
Now you got the go-ahead run on third.
Popped in the air, but can they get back to it?
Oh, what a catch.
Logan McDougall over the head.
Time.
Marvelous play.
Wow. Let's get another look at that one on the monitor. Infield drawn in there. Sigenowicz pops that one up, and a long run for both players, and wow.
Hey, great play, Doogie.
As our previous home plate umpire said, the dirty snow cone. That one almost popped out. He's able to squeeze it and hang on to it, though, for the second out.
Superb defensive effort to keep the game tied. 2 away, and a chance for Sinclair Lee to end it.
Ball. Here we go.
Gallant with a block. They check it first. The answer's no.
Putting an asterisk beside that one in case Ben McDougall can get out of this.
Ball.
Just for a partial second, Gallant wasn't exactly sure where it'd carry him to. I've loved his work behind home plate in this game.
Yeah, he's a gamer for sure, and does a great job when he is back there handling this pitching staff.
Draw!
Same thing.
Still in the hitter's count here for Sinclair Lees. It's a 3-1 count.
Ball!
Jeremy Campbell on deck, and he's going to have his opportunity. Well, in a mathematics game of giving up runs not being in your favor,
Ball!
I'm not pretending I know the answer because that would be silly. But I do know that British Columbia has given up 11 to Quebec and now 8. Another pop-up on the topic of 8. That's the inning that we're headed to in an 8-8 tie. As for now, the Victoria Mavericks, representing BC, keep their playoff hopes alive. Back with extras from Curry Field in Regina at the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championship.
Boy!
Max Grant, I jumped the gun a little bit. We're not in extras yet. It felt
Ball!
just because of what was on the line for BC, knowing they had to score to stay alive, add to it potentially to win. But here's Max Grant in an 8-8 tie in the bottom of the 7th.
Draw!
New pitcher Aiden Wood. He's got a tough part of the order to deal with here now. 3, 4, 5 coming up for Team New Brunswick.
But he did get Duncan Pickett's
Ball!
to end the bottom of the 6th. When the Charlottetown Islanders, representing New Brunswick, went ahead by a run. Only to have BC tie it. Grant with a good swing. Nice turn, but foul. Two more hits for Max today. He drove in a run the last time with a sacrifice fly. Having a brilliant tournament. Been really good at shortstop as well.
Absolutely.
There's a fabulous pitch from the 23-year-old from Delta. That fell right out of the bottom to strike out a great hitter in Grant.
Have a look at this one here on the replay. It's like a curveball, and that one bottom just drops right out of it. Catcher tags Grant to complete the out, and one out here for the first baseman, Nick McPhail, who's coming up now.
And he had a mighty cut trying to end it on that swing, did McPhail. Wood has good velocity, too.
Yeah, pretty good jump on his fastball there, and as we just saw, a pretty nasty curveball as well.
He just threw it again. And jumps ahead of the hitter. McPhail over the head of Jason Willow, and he's on base with a one-out single, his second hit of the day. And I almost said afternoon, right as I look at a timing device, and we have actually reached evening.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Nick McPhail. Again, kind of the story of the day, not trying to do too much there, just hits the ball where it's pitched, punches that one over the shortstop's head and into left center field for a one-out single. I do believe we're going to have a pinch runner here for McPhail now.
We do indeed. Jonathan Arsenault comes in. Number 9, the 28-year-old from Charlottetown. Johnny on the lineup card.
So big spot here for the DH, Josh Myers. Already has 3 RBIs on the day.
One.
They came in his first 2 at-bats in the first and the second inning. When these teams put up 12, he drives this one deep. Off the wall, Arsenault to third. They're going to hold him. And now he's got to scramble back.
It's close.
Time's called.
I don't think Arsenault had the jump off the bat the way he might have wanted to.
We'll have a look here at the replay. Good piece by Myers, and I think at first, because he thought it might be caught, he was only halfway, which is why he had the late start coming around the bases. But probably a good move there by J.P. Stevenson to hold him up at third. And now you got 2 shots to get a run in here as they're going to intentionally walk Jack Kraft. So he makes his way to first.
You got it. Time's called.
And Logan McDougall, remember, just in the last defensive half inning, made that fabulous catch over his head. Pop up with the infield drawn in.
Yeah.
Or it could be a lead for their opponent in this bottom of the 7th in an 8-8 tie.
Again, we said that was the play that we had the asterisk put beside there, as we'd revisit that play if we needed to, and certainly looming large now for sure.
So Logan McDougall, that very gentleman who does have a couple of hits and a run batted in his own right today, with an opportunity to win it and propel his team into a second place finish in Pool A. And it gets away. Arsenault to home. He is safe. And the Charlottetown Islanders will indeed win it. Just another interesting way here in Regina to end a game dramatically.
Yeah, what an ending there. It looks like it just goes off the tip of the catcher's glove. In the last couple of innings, we've seen a few pitches like that, but throw gets there in plenty of time, but unfortunately Aiden Wood not able to pick it up. And that is the ball game.
So if I am not mistaken, that would allow the Charlottetown Islanders to stay right where they are and play their quarterfinal game against Team Manitoba here, with Calgary and Quebec meeting at Optimus Park in the other quarterfinal matchup. The two Saskatchewan teams await the winners in tomorrow's semifinals. It's been some day. Dan's on the way down to the field to catch up with the winning team, and hearty congratulations, by the way. The Victoria Mavericks, with some additions, more than acquitted themselves well, not only in this game, but in the entire tournament, as they fall 9-8 to have their tournament hopes come to an end. We'll take a break and be back with some post-game interviews after this timeout from the Canadian Senior Men's Baseball Championships.
All right, we're down here on field level for this last round-robin game. A big 9-8 win for Team New Brunswick over Team British Columbia. With me, I have Josh Myers as well as Jack Kraft. Josh, I'm going to start with you. 2 big hits today, 2 doubles, collect 3 RBIs, the big knock there in the last inning as well, as long as the sac fly. Walk me through this game today, and it's kind of a back-and-forth affair to begin with.
Yeah, it was a struggle. We started off hot, though, and we kind of found some lulls in the middle innings, but the boys stuck with it. Pulled her out at the end there. It was going to be a long day. We got another one coming up here soon, so hopefully get her done, you know.
Jack, looking at the way that this game kind of played out, and I was talking to my broadcast partner about it, 12 runs in the first 2 innings between both teams. You guys have Ben McDougall come in after Jake got the start. Talk about the importance of the innings that he gave you to kind of settle things down and be able to give you guys an opportunity in this game.
Well, they came out and it's just at the end of the day, the 2 wanted it more, and we really took it.
Absolutely. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I know you have another game coming up tonight, but final score here from Curry Field. It is Team New Brunswick who defeats Team British Columbia by a final score of 9-8. Quarterfinal matchups are now set. Team New Brunswick is going to stay here this evening at Curry Field. They will take on Team Manitoba. Meanwhile, over at the other park, it will be Team Alberta who takes on Team Quebec. Peter, back up to you in the booth.
It has been some day, and we have one large one to go, yes? 10 teams began the quest to win a Canadian senior men's title. We're down to 6. The 2 Saskatchewan teams, including the host Regina Trappers, are semifinal bound. 2 quarterfinals upcoming, 1 here, involving New Brunswick and Manitoba. That's on the docket, and I'm guessing about an hour's time. Till then, So long for now from Curry Field.